Welcome to Informed Tourist, where we journey beyond the surface to uncover the world's most intriguing hidden stories. I'm Curtis, your traveling guru, and today I'm inviting you to join me on an adventure that will take us beneath the waves and into the past. Have you ever stood by a vast, tranquil man-made lake and wondered what stories are hidden beneath its shimmering surface? What secrets lie just out of sight waiting to be discovered? Entire towns, schools, churches, homes, and bustling main streets now sleep under the water, lost in the name of progress. These places were once filled with laughter, life, and memories, but now they rest in silence, preserved by the cold embrace of the reservoir. These are our modern-day Atlantis sites, real-life cities and villages sacrificed for the greater good of water and power. Their stories are often forgotten, but their remnants still whisper from beneath the waves. Today, we're diving into the mysterious world of drowned towns, eerie, haunting reminders of entire communities forced to vanish, leaving behind only ghostly traces and unanswered questions. Imagine receiving a letter that changes everything, telling you that your home, your memories, and your whole town will soon be underwater. The place you grew up, the streets you walked, all destined to disappear beneath a rising tide. This was the reality for thousands of people across the globe, from the arid deserts of America to the lush valleys of Europe and the remote villages of the Himalayas. No matter where they lived, the outcome was the same. Their homes were claimed by water, and their histories submerged. Sometimes during severe droughts, the water recedes and the ruins of these lost towns reappear, offering a rare and haunting glimpse into the past. Tourists and explorers are drawn to these ghostly places, but hidden dangers lurk beneath the surface, making each visit a risky adventure. The 20th century's dam building boom transformed landscapes forever. Massive reservoirs were created, flooding valleys that had been lived in for centuries, erasing entire communities in the process. Families were uprooted, forced to leave behind everything they knew. Cemeteries were relocated, and entire histories were submerged, leaving behind a legacy of loss, resilience, and enduring fascination for those who remember. So, let's begin our journey together to uncover these sunken secrets and discover the stories that still linger beneath the water's surface. Imagine a place where a ghost town doesn't just haunt the past, but actually rises from the grave, its bones revealed by the shifting tides of nature. What if you could witness history literally resurfacing before your eyes, as if the land itself was telling you a forgotten story? That's exactly what happens in the arid heart of Nevada, where the desert holds secrets beneath its sun-baked surface. Here, the landscape is more than just sand and stone, it's a living memory, waiting for the right moment to reveal what lies beneath. When the mighty Hoover Dam was built in the 1930s, it created Lake Mead, the largest reservoir in the United States. But this engineering marvel came at a cost. The town of St. Thomas, once a bustling community, was sacrificed and submerged beneath the rising waters. Founded in 1865 by Mormon settlers, St. Thomas thrived for decades. Families built homes, ran businesses, and children played in the dusty streets. But as the Colorado River backed up behind the dam, residents were forced to abandon everything they knew, leaving behind memories and dreams that would soon be swallowed by the lake. For nearly 70 years, St. Thomas existed only in stories and faded photographs. But as droughts gripped the southwest and Lake Mead's water levels dropped to historic lows, the town's remains began to reappear. Stone foundations, crumbling walls, and the outlines of a lost world, exposed once more to the desert sun. Today, you can walk through the old town site, tracing the footprints of homes, the schoolhouse, and the general store. The cracked mud and sun-bleached timbers tell a silent story of resilience and loss, inviting visitors to imagine the lives that once filled these empty spaces. The National Park Service has placed markers and plaques at key locations, helping you piece together the town's layout. With each step, you can almost hear the echoes of laughter, the clang of hammers, and the bustle of daily life that once animated these streets. There are no glossy reconstructions here, just authentic, haunting ruins slowly being reclaimed by the relentless desert. The wind whistles through empty doorways and the sun casts long shadows over the stones, reminding us that nature always has the final say. St. Thomas stands as a powerful reminder that these drowned towns aren't lost forever. When the water recedes, history rises, offering us a rare glimpse into the past and a chance to reflect on the choices that shaped our world. These places exist in a liminal space, caught between water and air, past and present. They are neither fully gone nor fully returned, suspended in time and memory, waiting for someone to listen to their stories. As we explore more forgotten sites, remember St. Thomas. It's proof that these places are real, accessible, and brimming with stories waiting to be uncovered by those willing to look beyond the surface. The question is, are we truly listening? And as our climate continues to change, what other secrets will emerge from the depths, challenging us to reconsider what we think we know about the past? Let's keep searching for answers. piecing together the fragments of history that surface in unexpected places. Every ruin has a story, and every story brings us closer to understanding the world we've inherited. On to the next lost world, because sometimes the past isn't as far away as we think. Could a village choose its own watery fate? What happens when a community, shaped by centuries of tradition, is forced to make way for the march of modern progress? Sometimes, the answer lies hidden beneath the surface, waiting for the right moment to reappear. In Portugal, Vilarinho da Ferna's story is legendary. Nestled in the remote mountains, this village was once a thriving community, surrounded by breathtaking natural beauty and steeped in history. This ancient communal village traced its roots to Roman times with stone houses and a unique council of elders. The architecture echoed the past with thick stone walls and communal courtyards that fostered a strong sense of togetherness. In 1972, a dam submerged the valley and residents were relocated. The decision was controversial, dividing families and ending a way of life that had endured for nearly 2,000 years. The waters rose, swallowing homes, memories, and centuries of tradition. When the reservoir drops during droughts, the stone ruins re-emerge, walls, houses, even the old Roman road. It's as if the village is holding its breath, waiting for a chance to tell its story once more. It's a ghostly, almost mythical sight against the green mountains. The mist clings to the stones, blurring the line between past and present, legend and reality. The village's social structure, run by a council called the junta, was unique and centuries old. This council governed everything from land use to communal celebrations, preserving customs that dated back to Roman times. Today, a small museum preserves its memory with artifacts and photos. Visitors can glimpse the daily lives of villagers, tools, clothing, and faded images that capture moments of joy and hardship. To see the ruins, you need luck and timing. Only during dry years do they fully appear. The village becomes a fleeting apparition, a reminder of what once was and what was lost. Walking among the stones, you feel the weight of history and the cost of progress. Each step echoes with the voices of those who once called this place home, their stories etched into every mossy stone. Vilarinho da Ferna is a reminder, sometimes development erases irreplaceable ways of life. The price of progress is often measured in lost heritage, in communities that vanish beneath the waterline. What other ancient cultures have been lost beneath the waves? How many stories remain untold, waiting for the water to recede and reveal the legacies hidden below? What if the town being drowned was the heart of a kingdom? In India's Himalayas, Old Tehri was the capital of the Garhwal kingdom. The Tehri Dam, one of the world's tallest, meant the city had to go. Despite fierce protests, residents were relocated to New Tehri, and the old city was submerged in 2006. Today, the reservoir covers everything: palace, homes, history, leaving only memories. Unlike other drowned towns, Old Tehri's ruins are never visible. The water is too deep. The dam provides vital resources, but for former residents, the loss is profound. The story of Tehri asks, what price is too high for progress? Sometimes the echoes of a lost city are all that remain. Have you seen a church steeple rising from a lake? At Lake Riccia, Italy, the bell tower of Couron Venosta stands as a haunting symbol. In 1950, an energy project flooded the village, displacing over 160 families and submerging everything but the 14th century bell tower. Today, the steeple is a surreal tourist attraction. Boats circle it in summer, and in winter you can walk across the frozen lake to its base. Legend says you can still hear the bells ring on cold nights, though they were removed before the flood. The image is stunning, but it's also a memorial to loss and injustice. Couron's story forces us to confront the conflict between beauty and the cost of progress. Can we admire the scene without forgetting the community that was sacrificed? This is both a tourist hotspot and a place of remembrance. What would you feel standing there? So you want to explore these ghost towns? It's not your average hike. The lake bed is unpredictable. What looks dry can turn to mud fast, trapping the unwary. In places like Lake Mead, people have needed rescue after sinking waist deep. The ruins themselves are unstable. Stone walls weakened by water can collapse. Old nails, glass, and debris lurk just beneath the surface. Always wear sturdy boots and watch your step. The environment is harsh, blazing heat at Lake Mead, sudden storms in the mountains. Bring extra water, sun protection, and be ready for rapid weather changes. These sites are remote and disorienting. A GPS or map is essential. Always let someone know your plans. The raw, untamed nature is part of the allure, but also the danger. Adventure here demands caution and preparation. Respect the risks, and you'll have a story worth telling. How do you explore these sites respectfully? Remember, you're in a place of memory and loss. Treat it like an open-air museum or cemetery. No graffiti, no climbing, no souvenirs. Every artifact is part of the story. Removing anything erases history. Leave no trace, pack out all trash, stick to paths, and minimize your impact. Support local museums or cultural centers to learn the deeper story. Understanding the human side transforms your visit from sightseeing to remembrance. If you can't visit, explore online archives and support heritage organizations. The goal is to honor the people and stories behind the ruins. Bear witness to history, whether on the lakebed or from afar. Respect is the key to meaningful exploration. We've traveled the world's drowned towns, but here's the twist about the most famous lost city, Atlantis. For centuries, people searched for Plato's Atlantis, imagining a city swallowed by the sea. But what if Atlantis was inspired by a real event, the eruption of Thera, Santorini, and the destruction of the Minoan civilization? Around 1600 BC, a massive volcanic eruption buried the advanced city of Akrotiri under ash, not water. Akrotiri had multi-story buildings, plumbing and art, then vanished in a cataclysm. The parallels to Atlantis are striking, a powerful island civilization, destroyed in a day, lost to history. But here's the twist. Akrotiri wasn't drowned, it was entombed by ash. The legend of Atlantis is likely a distorted memory of this eruption. The greatest drowned city was never underwater. Sometimes history is stranger than myth. The real stories are even more fascinating than the legends. So the ultimate drowned city was a red herring, a volcanic disaster remembered as a flood. The real stories, St. Thomas, Vilarinho da Furna, Terry, Curon, are histories of sacrifice and loss, not legend. These sites challenge us to weigh progress against the cost of lost communities. As climate change exposes more ruins, they become stark reminders of our choices. Visiting is an adventure, a history lesson, and a moment for reflection. The world is full of hidden places, each with a unique story. They're waiting for respectful explorers to listen and remember. Would you risk the mud and silence to stand in a town that rose from a watery grave? If you enjoyed this journey, like and subscribe for more adventures. Where will we go next? Stay tuned to Informed Tourist to find out. Thank you for watching. Now please enjoy this next video.